Welcome back to the Brothers Grin, everybody. This first one here, it says, my wife's friend insulted her, and I've slowly been returning the favor. So my wife's friend got married a couple years back. She made it this 3-day long event with multiple meals and 2 ceremonies. Everything with different dress codes. Day 1 was some dinner that started at 9 p.m. and took 3 hours, which she then forced everyone to go dancing afterwards. We joined in for the meal, but being a weekday, told her we couldn't go dancing. The next day at her brunch, she tells us how much fun they had dancing and how even old people and children went. I brushed it off and we smiled. 2 different ceremonies happened that day, and then finally the event. It ended with another brunch on the 3rd day. By this point we were exhausted because we're not party people, but wanted to be nice and participate. So the morning before brunch, we get up early, put on our 4th outfit for her event. My wife does her hair and her makeup for the 4th time. We go to this brunch, and her friend greets us and says, "Oh, hi babe, wow, you look comfy," with this judgmental tone in her voice, as if to say my wife wasn't trying hard enough, which was bullshit. My wife tries her best to brush the event off and says it's just stress from the wedding that made her terrible towards us the entire time. But I've decided that her friend is just an asshole, and I will slowly repay her. Since then, various gatherings have happened. I've given her the following compliments. "Oh, I love how you don't care about vanity. You just go with a natural look. Who cares what people think?" The next one, this dude's smooth with it too. Just super smooth
I love
with it.
I love it. I love
You look
it.
super
I love
comfy,
it.
I said on various occasions to return her the favor. The last one says, "I wish I could have your attitude with arriving whenever, but I always have to show up on time for things." And so on. The greatest part is you could see the gears turning as she tries to figure out if I'm being complimentary or not. I will continue doing this until the person is no longer in our lives or one of us dies. And then he goes on to say, "Holy cow, I can't believe this blew up so much. Thank you all for all the incredible ammunition." So you go down to the comments. Hold on, this guy. One person says, "You are absolutely a hero."
Yeah, for sure.
Not everybody
For
can
sure.
pull off that look, but you certainly tried. I would
That's
love to say that
cold-blooded,
to some
dude.
of
That's
my wife's
cold.
friends.
What's that called? That's not being passive aggressive. That's called something else, right?
I don't know. A backhanded comment, maybe?
Backhanded comment.
This
That's
one
like an
says
old
not.
school way of saying it.
Your haircut really slims your face.
I love it.
You're very charming when you make the effort.
Hold on though. I got to go back to the haircut really slims your face. I need to adopt that. I need to adopt that just to joke around with people.
That's so
That's so
funny.
Oh my God, that's priceless right there. All right. What was the next one again?
There's one that says, "I applaud the effort. Is better as they have to think about it for a while." Another person says, "Your haircut really slims your face is gold." Almost better if said to someone
Dude, that's the best, bro.
with already slim features. Another one says, "Your house feels so lived in."
Your house feels so lived in. That's crazy. That's crazy. When somebody was in my crib and they said that, I'd be like, I would pick up on it.
Yeah,
I
somebody
feel
said
like
the
I would pick
haircut
up
one
on
is
that.
really wicked. I like that. Like,
Yeah, that was so good.
fire.
That was so good. I knew it. Oh, I'm glad people agree.
Another one
No,
says,
that one's
"I
great.
never get tired of seeing that outfit." You say that to a girl, dude, you're gonna hurt her feelings bad.
Well, you said this was at a wedding event,
Well, yeah, she had a wedding, so she planned it like a 3-day event with 4 different events.
and this was the bride that was being
the bride,
like this?
yeah, is the wife's friend, and she was kind of mad because the first night they all went out apparently, and they went dancing afterwards. But the guy's saying, they couldn't go to the dancing portion of it. I'm guessing they have kids or something. And he said, "We're not really people that go out very much," which I get. It's later in life probably or something. Maybe, I don't know if they're young or not. They don't give anybody's age. But then she started being
Interesting.
mean to the wife. She said, like, "You look super comfy," when she came on the 4th day. And that kind of pissed the dude off.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Go to bat
Yeah.
for your lady, right?
And she said, "Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude." I wish we could get some comments on this one from guys, or see what the worst thing they said to a girl is. I never get so tired of seeing that outfit. It's hilarious.
That's so hilarious. I never get tired of seeing that outfit. I really...
My mom,
Fucking son of a bitch,
this one
yes.
guy goes, "My mom was really good at these kind of insults."
That's,
It's so funny. It says when they get a new hair color, say, "Oh wow, box tie has gotten so good." I feel like that'd be better coming from a girl to another girl.
yeah, some of those would definitely be girls to girls, but
That's gold. That haircut really slims your face.
oh man, that's funny. That's so great.
Your smile looks so
Sometimes
much better
people-
with your hair like that. That'd be so horrible.
Oh my God, bro.
Man.
All of it.
Wow.
All of
Yeah,
it.
that's rough.
That's wild. You hear about Bridezilla stuff. Did you ever watch the show?
No, I never watched the show, but I mean, I've heard like stories and seen like clips here and there, brides freaking out, like, throwing tantrums and shit.
Obviously, I was in a relationship at the time because I ain't gonna watch that by myself. But I was watching Bridezilla.
Are you sure?
And
you're just lifting weights watching Bridezilla?
I don't know. Hey, Love is Blind, man. Love is Blind. I started watching it with my ex, and that might have been one of the few shows. If we didn't finish, I would have finished it, man. That one was rugged. Yeah, I'm 6'4". Dude's 5'8".
Yeah,
like you can't. They're going to see you eventually. Bridezilla, man. People will be getting out of pocket on that stuff, and with their weddings, and I get it. For some ladies, it's everything. But
I can't believe the money they be dropping on some of these weddings. And there's multiple stories of people out there getting married, spending all this money, and getting divorced like a couple months later. It's like, that's rough.
Yeah. No, man. Go through the process of returning gifts and stuff and all that. Like, the only other thing that I've seen that's more crazy than that is like my something gypsy wedding or sweet gypsy 16 or something like that.
I've never seen any of this stuff.
They're elaborate and big and cost a lot, but no, man, there's no, I mean, even reading Reddit, man, you see stories about people just being so not understanding of somebody's like personal stuff as far as like that's not really my thing. And like, I'm here for most of it, but like, I'm not trying to, whether it be stripper, go out to a strip club, drink and seeing stuff. And like people just get upset when they don't get their way. And like, and say, hey man, it's what it is.
People have lives, man. You can't expect everybody to accommodate you for what you want, but they feel like, it's my special day. You should do anything I want. We've grown up around those people. It's my birthday. I can do whatever. And you're like,
What's an adult cheat code that changed your life? We're older. We're grown men. What's something that you've experienced in your life? We've had, in my opinion, a crazy life, and from being homeless as kids to living on the Yurok reservation still as kids, the crazy stuff we've been through. And as you got older and we both broke away from what could have been potentially a different route, you know what I'm saying? You had dad in your life for a while, but not substantial.
No, yeah.
And not in the really young years. So what's something you felt was something that unlocked a higher level of growing up for yourself that you were like, what's an adult cheat code that changed your life?
I think I've always thought to myself, and I've always said to myself, if I always chase money, I'll never be broke. But if I chase women, I'll be broke. You know what I mean? So,
oh my God.
I know it sounds stupid, right? And you've been with me through the years. I never went anywhere without a car. No matter I've always had a way to get home, or take a taxi, or do whatever I had to do. Mm-hmm. And I always try to have cash on me at all times. Like, I don't flying by the seat of my pants. I think when you actually sit down and plan something out or go do something, I'm not saying don't be spontaneous or anything like that. I think, like you said, like when we didn't have much, it was kind of weird finally having enough. Like, seeing that I could work for myself and make my own money, make my own way.
Yeah,
I don't really
that's what's
like,
up. No, I mean, to me, I interpret it as ownership of yourself. Like, I'm providing for myself, and you're right in that sense that nobody can take that away from you, and nobody can, outside of extreme neglect or something, but that's not you.
Yeah.
You're paying your taxes, you're handling your business. Unless you did some dumb felonious shit or something like that, then maybe.
I'm not saying I never messed up, I mean, I've had my mistakes too, but it's just.
Yeah. No, but this is about a cheat code. So I would say what you're saying is like a deeper sense of ownership of, your accountability to yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like my cheat code that changed my life when I was younger, I was a people pleaser a lot. And it's just because, we didn't really have much. So I enjoyed having friends and things like that. But I also sacrificed a lot in that process. But as I got older, is understanding that I don't need to be a people pleaser, but adopting the philosophy of a baseline of respect for a lot of people. Like, if I don't know you, I understand that, you've heard it, respect is earned, not given kind of thing, to a degree.
Yeah.
Since I get that to a degree, but like for myself, it was just respecting everyone. We're all different. Cool. It doesn't affect me. Cool. If you do something that does affect me or try to push something on me I don't agree with, well, that's a conversation, but just treating people with a baseline of respect, especially, with how many people we've worked with in the past and the different fields that we've been in, and seeing and dealing with, like, real talk, to this day, some of the most dickhead ass people I've ever met were probably our old bosses, and they were wealthy as hell.
Yeah.
Like the entitlement, like the belittlement and things like that.
Because they tried to make themselves feel better about it.
Yeah.
You know what
right.
I mean?
And I'm not saying they should have been nice or anything like that, but you being disrespectful, and I'm saying, like, they're them, cool, whatever. But seeing that, and it's kind of like the same thing with somebody who gets heated with a waitress needlessly or a waiter needlessly. It's like, hey, just because they're
a waitress or whatever they're
serving you in the service industry doesn't mean they're your emotional punching bag because you don't know how to operate correctly when talking to somebody who literally owes you nothing, and vice versa, stuff like that. But I feel like that's something that changed, my life a lot, is in that sense, is, recognizing that I can be respectful, but not have to be a people pleaser, not have to be accepting of everything, but still be respectful, in my opinion. And that might vary from person to person if somebody was to, like, line up my interpretation of that. But for me, I felt like it's changed my life a lot. I can talk to people. I have no agendas. I don't feel like you have agendas, and it's something you do naturally as well. Like, you can talk to people easily enough. We can bridge gaps, find common ground, whatever it may be.
Some people have a hard time with that, though. As easy as it comes sometimes, like introverted people. And I think a lot of this,
Yeah, no, for sure.
online stuff and the phone made people and kids introverted because they're not out there making friends. They're not forced to go out and, I'll just jump on Call of Duty or some Fortnite or something. And they're in these chat rooms and stuff for hours upon hours. And you see it, and then you talk to kids, and they're like, it's college time. I'm scared to go in the dorm room with the new roommate. And you're like, I don't know, it's just different, I guess.
Well, a quick story. I'll make it fast. I went to a dinner, and it was people with people I didn't know, and it was two really nice dudes that were married, and I was with my ex-wife, and we went to this dinner. It was through one of her social groups or something like that.
That were married to each other?
No. It was two dudes that were married, not to each other. I should have phrased that properly. It was three married couples.
Okay.
And we were one of them. But him and the other guy start talking about, like, comic books and things like that. And at this time, I think I was like 20 pounds heavier, like, just being in the gym, working out, stuff like that. And, like, I'm listening to them talk about comic books, and I start chiming in. Yo, yeah, dude, freaking, A Kingdom Come, this and that, The Dark Knight, blah, 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 all the comic books. And they were like, we didn't think we didn't think that you were into that kind of stuff. You don't look
you
like
don't
that
portray
type.
that kind of person, yeah.
Yeah, and it's nothing bad about them.
What do you
really
mean,
great dudes. But breaking from the cycle of being like, I don't have nothing in common with this person and stuff, and bridging that gap with just being like, all right, let's start off with that baseline of respect. Cool,
that's cool.
We'll see what happens, and if we find out that we don't have nothing in common, then cool, that's fine too.
That's fine too.
Was that with no new friends?
Yeah, talk about the weather.
Was it? Yeah,
it's crazy weather we're having.
Wow, bro, it'll change in 5 minutes. That's all bad.
Oh,
but
man, let's get out of here. Thank you.
All right,
we'll see
till
you
next
later.
time.
Crazy weather.